Welcome and welcome back to my channel. If you are a business decision maker, product owner, or tech evaluation lead, this video is designed to give you a clear strategic view of what really involved in an evaluation of third-party AI and ML solution for selection. I will walk you through a practical framework, RETEAL, a guided structure to help you see the big picture, avoid the common blind spots, and focus on what truly matters in each evaluation. Let's get started and build a smart, more confident evaluation process together. 6-step framework you can apply immediately. The RETEAL framework. R for requirements and ROI definition. E for evaluation, criteria setup. T for technical deep diving. A for assessment and pilot testing. I for integration and implementation planning. L for legal and risk analysis. Let me explain to you step by step. Step 1, always requirements and ROI definition. First, create your own business case template, including clarify your current pain point and the major problem. It must be less than 3 and understand the trade-off. Second, articulate the desired future state with the quantifiable metric of your output. Third, select measurable business KPIs as successful criteria to test. 4, estimate the timeline and understand the budget constraints. Be realistic of your ROI calculation. Understand how much will be the direct cost saved? How much will be the revenue increase potential? How will you quantify the risk mitigation value and competitive advantage premium? Think about the real A/B testing rather than purely based on the hypothesis case building for calculation. Of course, understand the cost of the whole project and also the proof of concept. I have created a video about how to formulate a clear, executable AI and ML solution requirement without deep tech knowledge, and I will put the link below if you want to learn more. Step 2, set up your evaluation criteria framework. After we're able to choose what KPIs we need to use to quantify the results, then we need to understand the priority of each KPI or KPI groups we want to prioritize. We can apply a weight scorecard method to this. It is flexible and you can change the percentage based on your company's real situation. Based on my previous experience, I will normally group the KPIs in 5 different groups. First, the functionality. I will put 30% weight of the scoring. And this includes the solution, whether or not the solution solved the real problem, how the user interface works, is that convenient, and do we have any onboarding issue? Second, technical fit. I normally put 25%. It's about, do we have relevant data to fit in the solution? And will there any system integration issue I need to think about? Is there any problem for this solution align with our company's cloud strategy and infrastructure plan? Third, we also need to understand the vendor stability. I gave 20%. This is more about, is the vendor mature or not, or is it a startup? Do they have successful story or reference we can actually ask for? Is there any chance the company may go bankrupt or disappear in next 3 years? The fourth, it's all about the cost and ROI. Normally, I gave 15%, and you need to put that in monetary value. Last but least, you can look at the support and service. I normally put 10% of that. So it's more about what other service does this provider promised? Onboarding, training, documenting, or bug feeding? How will the supplier help with the update maintenance in future? Is there any extra cost incurred? It's not including or, but within those 5 groups, you are fairly round coverage. Some red flags you may need to watch out. Something like, you are the first client, or the vendor won't able to provide reference. Something like, no clear understanding of the data ownership terms from supplier perspective. The pricing model change of the pilot or the integration requirement are to be determined. Step 3. Technical deep dive. The point here is you need to involve your tech experts for relevant topics evaluation rather than just make decision only based on the financial controller or business users' opinions. This part includes 3 major areas: the data compatibility auditing, the architecture assessment, and the AI and ML capability assessment. First, the data compatibility auditing, including check the data format alignment. Is your existing data format match the solution input requirement? Check the file type supported by the solution and your own document formats. Check the volume and the velocity handling capability. What is the maximum supported data volume, batch, stream, peak through output, and indigest rate? Check the solution real-time versus batch processing capability and the latency expectation. Also, understand the solution data quality and the preparation requirement. For example, whether your existing data model data product or your database protocol supported by the solution integration, or you need to make extra engineering effort. Let's move to architecture assessment. This includes check the model deployment compatibility. Ask, does the solution have cloud-native, hybrid, or on-premise support? Do you need to think about any containerized deployment like Docker or Kubernetes? Check the security and compliance alignment. Which regulation standards the solution is fulfilled? GDPR, HIP, or ISO? Do we need to worry about any authentication, cryptation, at rest, or in transit issue when launch the solution? Until now, the biggest killer for generative AI solution is the cybersecurity and the company legal issue. So watch out. You also need to check the scalability and the reliability, horizontally and vertically, fault tolerance, and disaster recovery mechanisms. Check the integration and interoperability. Does the solution has API completeness, RESTful design, or SaaS toolkit? Do they provide mature documentation or engineer support volume when your internal engineer needs some support? Last, check the monitoring and observability. Do they have built-in logging, tracing, metrics integration? Do they have tools for checking the system operation and identify the root cause when things goes wrong? This one is easier to be missed at the evaluation stage, but critical. Then, AI and ML capability assessment, including check the model functionality and benchmarking. Does the solution provider own the original algorithm or just use industry standard APIs? Does the model was retrained on specific industry data for fine-tuning? Or the solution provider have a specific industry insights and put on logic on top of it? Is the model a transform learning model or it's an auto ML? Check the model training and adaptation. Does the solution support customize the solution for integration or pipelines? Whether the solution allows your own engineering team provide new data to retrain, or your expert provide new logic to improve the performance, or allow your engineer to fine-tuning the hyperparameter based on the testing result. Check the ML lifecycle management, how the supplier support for versioning, rollback, or CI/CD. Does the solution have model drift detection or auto-train capabilities? Check the model transparency and interpretability. Does the supplier engineer really understand the model they provide, the function they provide? Do they understand how the layers of different model logic and how they prioritize them. And then our users have any indication to explain the feature importance or any possible data bias. At which level the provider can help with debugging and problem solving. You may not need all of them. I try to cover as many checkpoints as possible based on my experience. I will provide a free checklist PDF in the description below for immediate use. The point here is, please do not focus on getting the name or the model accuracy score for the supplier, and then compare those things across different solutions. But truly understand whether this solution has the functionality and edge to help you solve the unique problem, and how much you are able to customize and improve the solution based on your own unique internal data, street insights, and innovative approaches. Step 4. Assessment and pilot test. The 3-phase pilot strategy. This step focuses on planning and program management. The 3-phase pilot strategy is designed to give you flexibility. You can pause and stop after any phase if needed. The phase 1, proof of concept, normally take 2 to 4 weeks. Use representative example of your own data. Test only the core functionality of the solution, whether or not it solves your major problem. Measure accuracy and performance against your defined expectation. At this end of this phase, decide whether or not to proceed to next stage. Phase 2. Limited production pilot. It normally takes 4 to 8 weeks. Involve the real user. Use your real data and real system integration. Monitor your defined KPIs daily. Collect and review the user adoption feedback continuously. Prepare rollback procedure in case adjustments are needed. If the solution meets your ROI projection in this phase, you are ready to move forward. Phase 3. Bandit pilot. It normally takes 8 to 12 weeks. Scale the testing across multiple departments or locations. Include diverse process and data types to reflect a real-world scenario. Conduct full integration testing and track operational cost in detail. Use this data to estimate the long-term cost of running the solution at scale. Ensure your change management plan and training program are valid and ready. If everything aligns with your goal and KPI at this stage, you're ready to proceed to Step 5. Step 5. Integration and implementation planning. This step is all about getting ready for smooth launch and long-term success. A well-thought-out implementation roadmap and resource planning are essential to avoid disruption and delays. The implementation roadmap includes defined a technical integration timeline with a milestone and dependence. Finalize your change management and training plan to prepare your user and minimize the resistance. Identify potential risk and outline the risk mitigation strategy for each. Establish successful metric and a monitoring plan to track progress post-launch. The resource planning covers assess your internal team requirement, who need to be involved at what capacity, identify any external consultant or engineer support or vendor involvement needed, estimate training and certificate cost for internal staff, plan for ongoing maintenance, including technical support and update cycle. Last, the legal and risk analysis. The point here is, before signing any contracts, it's better to involve your cybersecurity and legal department together with your tech experts in risk analysis. This step ensures the legal clarity and reduce the risk, both technical and business related. It includes define clear service level agreement, including the performance metrics, guarantees, and penalties. Clarify data ownership and portability rights. Who owns what, and how you can retrieve your data. Review termination clause and exit procedure to ensure you can disengage safely if needed. Secure your intellectual property rights, especially if customer development is involved. Ensure full compliance with regulatory and industry standard. Identify potential task risk and match them with detailed mitigation plans. Consider business continuity. How will operation be impacted during the outage and vendor issues? Create vendor dependency. What happens if when vendor change pricing, support, or service scope? The key takeaways. Slow down to speed up. 3 months of evaluation save 18 months of problem. Your data is unique. What works for others may not work for you. Integration is everything. 70% of the costs are hidden in integration. Pilot like your business depend on it, and it does. Plan your exit before you enter. Vendor lock-in is real. Remember, the retail framework isn't a rigid checklist. It's a guided structure to help you focus on what truly matters in each evaluation. You can also change the order of the framework and prioritize a single element based on your need. For example, if you are evaluating a generative AI solution provider, you might want to consult your legal team early on before diving into the technical integration detail. It's less about knowing every detail as a decision maker or decision influencer, but understand the key components, get the right information, and involve the right expert so you and your team can make confident, informed decision. If you haven't seen it yet, I highly recommend watch the earlier video where I explore the hidden cost of a pool evaluation decision and the trap of endless proof of concept cycle. You can find the link here and in the description below. I'm also working on another video that dives deeper into how to assess the output, outcomes, and the impact of any AI and ML solution for step-by-step practical execution. And I will put the link at the end of the video. Thank you for watching and see you next time.